Well, g'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking those little custom knives through to grinding stage. So we're going to grind on the bevels and get them up there. Now what I'm starting with is, because these knives are having a full grind on them, I need to work the flats first. We already done it at 40 grit when we were cleaning up after heat treatment, so we're starting here at 120 grit, and off we go to 240 grit. Okay, now what I do is I change the direction of the grind every time. It's just by the angle that I hold the knife, and that way the direction crosses up, and if I've got lines still showing from the old direction, then I know that I haven't completely got rid of that and changed it to the new grit. And lastly we go up to 400 grit. I won't do the polish until after I've put the maker's mark on, so 400 grit's where we're going to finish this part of the process. Okay, after colouring the edge in, then we go across to our little jig for marking centre lines, marking at both sides to give myself a set of railway tracks to work to. And don't mind that elbow in the way. And here's a close-up view. You see that little pin there, that's the bit that marks. And over to the grinder we go. We're just making sure that everything's nice and square first, and just putting a little mark on the knife where I want the bevel to start. Using the grinding jig to start this off because I want a pretty accurate grind on it. I'm doing full height grinds, so I want to make sure both sides are pretty consistent. Also, you'll notice that I'm dipping it fairly often in the water. Because we've already got a tempered blade, we do not want to get any more heat than what was in there at temper stage. So we don't want to get it too hot, otherwise we're going to ruin the temper on the blade and it's going to ruin the hardness of the steel on that edge. Okay, we're skipping forward a bit here, and it looks like it's pretty close to it. Okay, there you can see the full grind going up the side of the blade. And we're just going to repeat that on the other side, and then we're going to move onwards to the finer grits of belt. Now we started with a 40 grit to initialize the bevels, and this is up to a 120 grit. And we're just refining the scratch lines, just improving the lines and making it cleaner. Now I'm going to hand grind through the next lot. I wanted the accuracy setting up the angles of the bevels, but I can work more accurately once I've got those initial bevels in by doing it by hand. So there is a finer touch, and you can feel it just that little bit better. Mind you, after grinder biting me the other day, it's always fun to go back to hand grinding because you're a little bit gun shy around it. Okay, from the 120 grit we go up to the 240 grit, and away we go again. Okay, lastly for our grind we're going up to a 400 grit belt, so that is where we're going to finish the actual grinding on it. Once we have the maker's mark on, I will go to a polish belt and use a 600 cork belt just to put the final polish on the blade, but I like to do that to clean up post the maker's mark. Okay, the very last thing to be done on the grinds here is just to tidy up the back edge of the spine. Just want to bring that up through 240 and then the 400 again, just to finalize it off and have it ready to go for when we're doing the handle, so that way when I'm taped up I don't have to go back over that spine section. Well, there we go, there's the grinding of the little custom knife completed. As you can see, they clean up nice clean lines on them. So beautiful little things. Well, thank you very much everyone for watching, and I ask you please hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit that little bell notification so you know when I've got further videos coming out in this series or in other series. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.